Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we're going over Ale Strike's defense. They're coming in at something like 36 million TCP operating in Plat 2, I believe. We're going to be doing a lot of room shuffling in this one. From time to time, the guys talk me into shuffling around a lot of teams, but it's very confusing for me to keep all that straight in my head for this recording. But today it has to happen. By the way, Duelam and Pathfinder Gaming in the content creator channel helping me with some of these teams. If you want to be a part of the behind the scenes conversations, well, you can see them live on YouTube right here in the stream recycles, or you could come and be a part of the conversation and chat on Twitch. We have a lot of great content creators that come through somewhat randomly and help us figure these things out and have a lot of fun doing it. All right, room 1 is the Secret Defenders with Tigra. Tigra is a fast character, but she's not war fast. She gets all her speed in war. So putting her in here to make her go first and trigger the assists, it's a thing to do, but it's not amazing. There's a lot better choices, namely Noir. Even an underbuilt Noir, just make him a skirmisher. He goes first. He puts out a vulnerable. Everybody assists him. He probably dies. Doesn't matter. Then that vulnerable's out there, and people are hitting into that for the extra damage. That's probably the way to go. But another thing you could do is just make this a full 5-piece Secret Defenders. Holy cow, my music is up really loud. Why didn't somebody tell me about that? All right, on the fly correction of music there. Sorry about that. So, with the full 5-piece Secret Defenders, the Miss Marvel Hardlight goes really, really fast, and we've seen that even screw up Superior 6s and stuff like that. So that's a choice in here also. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this team out of this room and we're going to put it in room 6, because the Secret Defenders in room 6 are pretty rugged, and you won't have the extra damage from all the assists going in there to delete them, and they're actually really tough to kill. So they work really well in room 6. And instead, we're going to bring a Darkhold team into room 1. We're going to go Darkhold, and we can either go Noir or we could go Scarlet Witch. I like Darkhold with Noir for the same reasons. Noir goes first. They all assist. You make them all strikers. And MLF is shutting down the counter assist of your team. So you get to use your Echo on offense to shut down your opponent's room 1. And your MLF is shutting down the incoming damage in your room. So it really works out well. So Darkhold in room 1, all strikers. Noir is the 5th. Noir doesn't need to be fully built. If he's small, make him a skirmisher. If he's really big, make him a striker to do an assist damage with the rest of the team. This, as it stands, is not real exciting. I'm going to go with a C+. I don't like Tigra in here. That's nothing exciting. This will still draw in a good team to beat it, but they're guaranteed they're going to beat it with one of their traditional counters. There's no chance of it failing. All right, room 2. This is garbage. This is not the rebirth season. We don't want rebirth in here at all, anywhere, unless you're in a very low bracket and you don't have a lot to work with. You use them as a filler defense. But even then, I think there's better choices than this as a filler. And Emma is a total waste in here because this team isn't winning. Changing the speed doesn't make it any better. It's going to lose no matter what. So don't waste your Emma. For me, this is... you know what? Because Agent Venom is the wrong ISO and should be a Raider, let's just call this an F. I think this is a total fail. Get this team out of here, replace it with a Pegasus, with a Black Order, or my best idea is to replace it with an Infinity Watch. For those of you who want a good counter to Infinity Watch, you can use a Superior 6 member to remove the revives off the team, and that helps cut down on the score. And you can also use a new counter coming from Duelam. This one is Spider-Man Big Time with Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Omega Red. And that is supposed to be the new hot sauce for beating Eternals. I don't have a Big Time Spider-Man, so I have never used it, nor will I. So kind of a hard fail here. Let's replace that with Infinity Watch. Room number 3 is Big Time Spider-Man in here with the Gamma team, now Big Time Spider-Man opens with his ult, it puts out Disrupt and does some flips or something like that. There's a 1 in 5 chance that that lands on Gwenpool on the new Warrior team and can screw up that counter, but it's a 20% chance. I mean, it's something, but it's not a lot. What we like is Dormammu in here instead of Big Time. Dormammu seems like he's doing really well, and to make it even better, we're gonna take this team and get it out of 3 where Red Hulk doesn't function very well, and instead we're gonna move it to room 4, the stealth room. When Dormammu goes under stealth, he gets that 20% damage, and it can really wreck shop on people. So we're gonna take this team, add Dormammu, get rid of Big Time, move it over to room number 4. And instead, we're gonna piece together something entirely new. Again, you could be using something else like a Black Order or some other filler kind of team in here. But what we'd like to actually see is Doom, Shang-Chi, Vulture, Miss Marvel, and Drax. Miss Marvel and Drax on the outside, the others in the middle. It's a tricky team to beat because you've got a pre-taunt tank and then you've got Miss Marvel picking up the taunt. That gives Doom enough time to get going. Shang-Chi is ulting every single turn in room 3 and rewinding people with that. Vulture opening up with his ult and rewinding people, doing tons of damage if your Vulture's built pretty big. By the way, Vulture, amazing character. Probably should be built very big, very useful in a lot of places. So that's a team that you could use in room 3 in place of this. Moving this one over to room 4. Room 4 is the Darkhold team. Remember, we're taking Doom off of that and putting him in room 3. We're taking Darkhold and putting them in room 1. And in place is going to be that Gamma team that we just talked about. So this as it stands, I really don't like these ISOs in here, okay? So MLF needs to definitely be a striker, and Wong definitely needs to be a striker as well. When Wong assists or counterattacks, he cleanses a negative effect. MLF just doing percentage steal, health steal, which is huge. She's going to be assisting Agatha all the time, so you want that to happen. Doom doesn't really change this matchup anyways, so I don't like this one so much. It's not terrible, but those ISOs are a travesty. Doom isn't doing you any favors, so make those changes that we already went over. And then we're going to move on to room number 5. Here is the Unlimited X-Men. We're going to start filtering in the Extreme X-Men. It's what people are doing right now, and it's working really well. So we're going to leave Rogue and Gambit in here. Dazzler's pretty redundant in room 5. She cleanses, but so does everybody in room 5, so long as they're a mutant. Omega Red probably doesn't even take a turn. He's so slow with this setup, so that's kind of a waste. Fire Chicken can stay, or you could replace Fire Chicken with Spot. We definitely want Forge and Nightcrawler in here to make it tricky. Nightcrawler giving the team a bunch of speed, and that just changes the whole dynamic of how it plays. Sunspot or Fire Chicken pretty much kind of do the same thing. They just do some damage. They're both glass cannons, so you could keep either one. But yeah, let's get rid of Omega Red. Let's get rid of Dazzler, put in Forge and Nightcrawler. This is kind of a waste of Omega Red, so I don't like it. I'm going to give this one a B-. It's a functioning team, but Omega Red's just kind of a waste there. Let's see, ISOs, Striker, Raider, Striker, Raider, 2 Raiders, 3 Strikers. I don't like those numbers anyway, but those are kind of traditional ISOs for those individual characters. All right, let's look at number 6 here. Last room is a waste of Quicksilver, a waste of Vol. It's the Young Avengers without enough Young Avengers to really get the turn meter going on Squirrel Girl. It's not great. So that's why we're moving that Secret Defenders 5-piece into this room. Even if your OG Strange is level 1, put him in here because he gives Marvel Hard Light so much speed that you can't really get in front of her. And she ends up taunting, and then the other characters are just going crazy. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop this whole team. You can use Vol for offense. You can use Quicksilver for offense. We already have Echo set aside for offense. That's good. This is not amazing at all. I don't really understand what's going on here, but it's not really working. We're gonna use that Miss Marvel, OG Miss Marvel, on that room what is it? We said room 3 with Miss Marvel Drax out in the corners. So that's what's happening. We're shuffling everything around. This goes away. This moves to 6 and is replaced. Then this is completely replaced altogether. This gets moved over to 4, and then we're gonna replace it with that Doom, Shang-Chi, Vulture, Miss Marvel, Drax. Lots of shuffling around. It got pretty complicated. This defense was a mess, and I'm hoping that Ale Strike will be able to hopefully make some of these changes and really bring up their defensive positioning in Crucible. Remember, I think Crucible is running until the 9th of next month. It got extended, and then the season 6 won't start until something like the 12th or the 16th, maybe? I don't remember. A ways after it anyways. So we still have a few weeks left, and if you want your defense featured on Defense Up, be sure to message me, get me on the list. At this point, you will be for Season 6, so don't bother sending me any pictures of Season 5 defenses, because we won't get to them in time, even though I'm trying to do 4 of these a week now. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and others, too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.